You're welcome to another interesting episode of the show. It is the longest running television magazine show. The show is Morning Raj. My name is Yinka Kenny. This morning we'll be talking about technology, in the world of technology, even in now that we are in the 21st century.
Absolutely.
That all we're talking about, the world is going digital. We're doing almost everything in the digital way. We're talking about the Type-C USB, the electronic Naira. Nigeria is even going up. Talking about e-Naira, and we're also talking about the 5G network and so many conspiracy, within that. But this morning, let's start with the Type-C USB. The European Commission, they came up with a plan to set up a common charger port for all mobile devices, our tablets, our headphones, and everything. What's this? What are we talking about when we say they are coming to do this? What do they mean?
That is within the European region. Let's put it that way. But I think it's something that Nigeria should quickly, from now, begin to learn from, not until we are in the midst of that troubled waters. Because the essence of doing that, I will explain it, is for environmental reasons, to have a green environment. Green environment is where you have healthy living, technology for development, technology that, that do not infringe on the health of human beings. That is what we call green environment. Okay, and the way we dispose our technologies, like the computers we don't need in our environment, how do we dispose them? Most of the time in Nigeria, we just go and dump them somewhere. And most of those things, they have radiations that affect human living. And so when we say that in certain part of Nigeria, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Lagos of things, that our living standard is very poor, our health is very poor. These are some of the things that contribute to how and why we visit the hospitals most of the time. And when we don't have money to pay for those bills, then people die in their homes and they will attribute it to malaria. Okay.
So are you telling us now that the Type-C USB that the European community wants it to go globally, it's going to help us in the...
No, they are not saying, they are not telling the global community that you must use the USB Type-C. Okay. What they are saying is that within the European Commission, within the European environment, where they want to have a common charger. The essence of it is in tripartite. 1, economic. 2, friendliness, that is to ensure that the end user, does not have to buy 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chargers. That if you have, if you buy any, electronic that you use, maybe your headphone, your tablet, your phone that you have to make a call from, and all of those things, that you just need one charger.
So it's
what that means,
cheap.
It's cheaper. In a way, you can recycle your charger. You don't have to keep buying separate chargers. So it saves you money. It saves the European Commission up to 11,000 tons of waste, which would have cost them a lot of money. They equated that 11,000 tons to about 240 euros and 214 pounds. That's quite a lot of money if you convert it to Nigerian Naira, to dispose those electronic wastes. Okay, so that is their argument. And the essence of doing it is, one other essence of doing it is to make it easy for us to use just one charger. Like in 1990, or let me say 2009, if you can remember, there were so many chargers that if you drive on the road between 2009 and 2014, 2017, you will see all those guys selling on the road they have one plug, too many chargers. So for you to know the one that fits your phone, you have to use all of those chargers to know the one that fits yours. All those kind of things. Those are the kind of things they are trying to eliminate in such a way that if you buy one charger, if you have one charger, if you have Apple, Samsung, Motorola, Qualcomm, what do you call it now? LG, and all of those is just good enough for them. But there are other charging ports, like the light, the one they call that from Apple, they call it the lighting charger. That is proprietary, only to Apple.
Now, sir, this conversation is about the European Union and the other tech giant.
But there are a lot we can learn from it.
Yes. Now, I'm looking at the implication for Nigeria. I don't think we produce some of these things in Nigeria. And many Nigerians are using these USB cables that we are talking about. I know we have USB micro B connector.
Yes.
We have a USB-C connector and Lightning connector.
Yes.
So which ones are the ones we have commonly in Nigeria so that Nigerians will know what exactly
all of them are in Nigeria. All of them are in Nigeria. We are using all.
All of them.
We are using all.
So how do you think this is going to affect the Nigerian market?
The way it's going to affect the Nigerian market is that, as I said, we're using all.
Yes.
But
so we have,
if the Nigerian government, like through the Ministry of Science and Technology, in collaboration with the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, decide to say, okay, and then the Ministry of Environment to say, let us have a clean environment.
Okay.
Let us work towards having a healthy environment. We will have to come to this level to say, electronic waste, we have to fashion a way of disposing them in such a way that it does not affect human health. In that way, you have to adopt one charger. When you adopt one charger, all of this will not be necessary. Because the way it is right now is that your TV is bad, you go and dump it. But what happened to that TV that you have just dumped? You did not recycle it in a way that it will not be of adverse effect to human health. You just threw it away. Your phone is bad, you throw it away. But there are radiations and other things that come from the phone that will affect human health. So that is where the European Commission is saying they have done a research from 2009 to now. They gave them time to say you have to ensure that you have a common charger for all your electronic users. Okay, so but within that period, about 10 of the global users signed up to that, except Apple.
Now,
because
talking about Apple,
yes,
you've just gone there.
Yeah.
Apple, their concern is that one of the concerns they have is that it's going to limit creativity. That's what they are saying, that since they have their own version of chargers and it has similar advantages also. Do you agree with this, that it's going to limit creativity? What's your take about
that? That is coming from Apple to say it to limit innovation. Innovation from their part is that the challenges that comes with innovation has to do with I challenge you, you challenge me, you come with something new.
Your own creation.
Yes, you come with something new. When I take a look at what you have come up with, I come up with something more better, superior. I just add on to it. Okay, that is the area they are looking at it. That if we all are using the C, that means that we are all limited to just one thing, that we cannot think above that. Even if we think above that, we will not be able to implement it. But if we take a look at it from the other end, if we're all using C, what that means is that much more innovation will come. How is that innovation going to come? Even within the C band and the macro B, the rate at which data is transferred or transmitted is different.
It's different.
So from 2.0 to 3.0 to 4.0, so the speed is different. The data rate is different. 20 megabits per second just for a minute, than when you are using the 2.0 that will give you up to a minute to get a 40 megabit per second. So you see, all of it will unearth a lot of more innovation other than just Apple innovation. So if you take a look at it, we're talking about economics.
So you seem not to agree with Apple?
I'm disagreeing with Apple.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm disagreeing with Apple because it's only Apple that use a proprietary,
for the
plug
iPhone.
that is just for their phone. But some of their products are already on the C, ports. Very few. But they are saying it's going to cost them about $2 billion, to ensure that they cope with the European Commission mandate.
So do you see a conspiracy theory here?
For me, I do not see a conspiracy theory because, for instance, it's like Nigerians say this is what is good for our citizens. We know what do I call it now? We know how much our citizens can afford. If we now say that for you to have two phones, or even within the Apple, spectrum, for you to have Apple, the iPhone, and then you have MacBook, you have to have two chargers for it. That is extra cost. The extra cost, you can actually use it to pay your children's school fees and other things. So why not save it so that your citizens are able to live a better life?
Now,
that is what they are after.
All right, sir. As we make this discussion, as we take it further, I'm always thinking about how it affects Nigeria at the end of the day. Now, how do we, there is these awareness, digital awareness all over the country. Nigeria is at par, talking about awareness, technology, ICT, with any part of the world. How do we leverage on the current level of digital awareness to increase entrepreneurship and attain technological growth, right now? Because we are talking about development and discoveries there in Europe and America. So how can we bring it down here in this country?
This is interesting.
Nigeria is 61.
This is interesting. This is really interesting. This is the core of the message, because take a look at Nigeria. Most of the things we're doing, the way we used to pound yam is the same way we'll still pound yam today. The way we used to farm, we're using bows, yes, I know that's the same way we used to use. Technology is not limited to how you use the computer. It's the application of innovation that you have used to ensure that the output of any sector, be it agriculture, health, media, auto, that is what we say technology. That is when we begin to say the value of technology to humanity and then to our economy. Okay, so as we mark 31, there are so many things we need to do there.
61.
Few things
61.
that we are 61. There are so many things we have been able to achieve. Now we are saying digital economy. Beautiful. Digital economy is how we can harness finance from the spaces already created by younger ones or the various institutions that we have. Okay, but what about the information society, which includes data, the media, and then innovation?
Okay, let me hold your thought there
Yes.
a bit, because our time is so much limited. You have
Yes.
delved into digital economy. Talking
Yeah.
about digital economy, the e-Naira, we're talking about e-Naira now in Nigeria. Is going to be a representative of the paper Naira. I hope I'm right about that. It's going to be issued by Central Bank of Nigeria, and this is going to be some sort of a complementary legal tender having the same exchange value as our Naira. Tell us just a little bit about this e-money. What is it going to be? What is it? What is it like? Does it have a similarity with the popular cryptocurrency? You know, because of our time.
From the experts that we have heard, you know, the cryptocurrency is different from the e-Naira.
Okay.
The e-Naira is just Naira in a digital form.
How?
Okay. It's
Help
still,
my mom in the village to understand.
no, it's still your Naira, your paper Naira.
Physical Naira.
Your physical Naira. Have it in digital form. We're already doing something like that you can go to your village now and you don't even need the paper Naira to do your transaction. With your phone, you can buy and sell.
Definitely.
So that is e-transaction already. So what it means is that there's a representation of that e-transaction in a form that you can see on the cyberspace or within your phone as a shape. So it's still your Naira, but in a digital form.
Okay, let me take you out
But the
quickly on this.
cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency does not have any regulatory form except for 2 countries.
Okay. You talk about the normal internet banking that we do now. There's a middleman, the bank, but the e-Naira could even be used by the unbanked, isn't it?
The e-Naira is regulated. That is why it's a legal tender.
Okay.
It is a legal tender. It will be regulated by CBN. You know, it's a legal tender. Cryptocurrency is not a legal tender.
Okay, let's leave crypto. Let's come to
so,
Nigeria.
Okay. So the e-Naira is regulated by. That is why you see that.
So are you saying that it's going to
there's
be
a cap to the amount of money you can withdraw. There's a cap to the individual withdrawal. There's a cap to, you know, organizational withdrawal in terms of transaction.
So in your phone, you are telling me that you have some sort of a wallet. You don't have to be, you know, you don't have to go through a bank, have a bank account or something. There's a wallet that you can, you know, pass through.
Yeah, that's what makes it easier, because transaction to transaction, the essence, what we usually, you know, experience of, I transfer money to you and you don't get it, you say there's no alert, there's no credit, all those kind of things. It is real time because it's Naira to Naira. Okay.
So are you saying that's not going to happen with our e-Naira?
No, it's not going to happen, because I'm giving you Naira. It's just like.
So there's not going to be probably internet. You know, I'm trying to. We're talking about transfer. We're still talking about this in the space, in the cloud, with our connections, our connectivity.
This is the way it is. This is the way it is. You have your wallet.
Okay.
I have my wallet.
Exactly.
I have to give you Naira. I just give you Naira.
Now,
That's all.
Doctor, talking about these e-Naira,
Yes.
cryptocurrency,
Yes.
and many other cyber activities, they will require us using our phones, NIN, BVN, and other critical data. So how do we ensure safety at the end of the day, so that, you know, there are so many criminals there at the cyber space, and that is very, very important.
As we begin to move into the digital realm,
And related to the how it's going to curb insecurity in the country. 10 seconds.
as we begin to move into the digital realm, organizations, individuals, and people, and all of that, everybody is being moved into the digital realm. Whether you like it or not, you have to be in the digital realm to do whatever it is that you have to do. Security is most important,
And
because planes can be made to collide. I mean, lights can go off because if you go digital, you know, offices, you know, e-governance can collapse, and all those things. So cyber security is the most potent thing that we have to do. We have to ensure that those who secure our cyberspace have domesticated their skills in such a way that they have Nigeria at heart. You do not have to, you can't outsource your cyber security, your space, your security to any external hand. That is the problem they're having with e-Naira, because they outsource it to a foreign body. And that is why there's a halt to it, because they have taken them to court. That is why I cannot discuss it so much.
Okay, don't discuss it so much.
Yeah.
Let me link you. You talked about digital connectivity. Now we're talking about 5G in Nigeria. We're initiating our 5G network. Now, there's been this conspiracy theory about 5G network, you know, even among the elites, you know, some even said the radiation from the 5G network will be responsible for death and all that. How do you really think, how can the fears of people be, you know, allayed by the deployment of this with what is already at the back of their mind?
According to ITU, the radiation that you get from your television set is 5 times higher than the radiation you get
5G.
from not just 5G, the telephone mast.
Interesting.
Which is even far from you. That of 5G is even less. Okay? So it's more of conspiracy. The 5G is a technology that is not an advancement on the 4G. It's a different technology.
You said it's not an advancement of the 4G. That's important.
It's a different technology on its own.
Okay.
But it is much more higher. It does more things than the 4G. You know, it empowers a society. It empowers the individuals through health, through businesses. You know, it moves faster. What 4G can do for 2 minutes, 5G will do in 3 seconds.
Okay, now, sir, how do we now ensure that we have internet accessibility to every Nigerian, you know, as we try to foster digital and economic growth? You know?
We have to, as a nation.
Since the 4G network we already have is not even a whole lot of people they are even yet to experience it. So how do you think?
Because even at the village, if you have your
First,
phone, you can.
5G is not something we can achieve right now.
Okay.
Because the number of masts required for 5G is not like the kind of mast you see for 4G. For you to cover Victoria Island, you may need up to 150, you know, 5G masts. They are usually very small. Even in Britain, in US and all that, they are still working on it. So it requires a lot of money to deploy 5G. But I know Nigeria went through trial to find out whether it was safe and all of that before they came up with the policy that 5G can be deployed. But it can take up to 3, 4, 5 years before we begin to see 5G in most major cities and the hinterland and all of that. So it will take a longer time.
So that accessibility of
therefore the internet, the only way to make internet available and ubiquitously so is to declare it as a human right, to declare it as a fundamental right of Nigerians.
Excellent.
Otherwise, the private organizations that deploy the internet from Lagos to Maiduguri will have to charge the cost of taking it to Maiduguri.
Definitely.
You know, if you have to take it from here to Bayelsa, you have to charge the cost of taking it to Bayelsa, because all that we need for internet are all domiciled on within the water side here in Lagos. But if you go to places like Sokoto, you go to places like Yenogua, you are not likely to have the same service for internet.
Oh my God! I wish you can go on and on.
But if you push these people to go and do internet there, they will tell you they don't have the money to do it. All the people there, they will not have the money to pay for it, because the cost of taking internet from here to Yenogua, you have to pay local government fee, you pay state government fee as you pass through their road to dig the road, to take the cable to that place, and the end, it is the end user that will pay for it. So how much is the economic power of those people at the under end to pay for it? So
which is not so with
they cannot they can't pay for it. So the only way is for government to declare internet access as a fundamental right of Nigerians. So by that declaration, what you can have is to say that subsidy is given to those who will take internet to the interland. Because when internet gets there, innovation will spring up.
Definitely.
You know, entrepreneurship will spring up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then we reduce unemployment. Rural urban migration will stop.
Cease. Definitely.
Okay,
Excellent.
let's call it a wrap then.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so
Dr.
much.
Agabi, in fact, it's been revealing and engaging speaking with you this morning on the program.
Thank you
and
very
I'm,
much.
I'm more enlightened, and I'm sure that so many other Nigerians will have had more information and get more comfortable about this discussion about USB-C and all that.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
We hope that you'll be here to talk about this some of the time.
Thank you.
We have been talking about everything digital. We've talked about the Type-C USB, the e-Naira, and we went down to the 5G network. So do not be afraid. 5G network is as good and safe.